All right, today we are cracking open a playbook for building an absolute money machine on social media. Now, this isn't about getting lucky or being some kind of creative genius. This is all about having a system. And the goal? Well, it's a big one.
The target is right there. $1 million in revenue in the next 12 months. And all of it fueled by the content you create. I know, it totally sounds like clickbait, but the source for this whole breakdown insists that this is a real, actionable plan. So is this just some kind of social media pipe dream, or is there an actual repeatable formula here? Well, the whole idea is that this is not about that 1 in a million viral video. It's about systematically, piece by piece, building a machine. So let's walk through the exact blueprint together.
Okay, first things first. Before we even get into the creative stuff, we have to talk about the numbers. This is the million-dollar math because, hitting that seven-figure goal really just boils down to a super simple question. How many times do you need to sell something?
Look, you've basically got two ways to go here. On one side, you have brand deals. You're kind of like a hired gun for other companies. You can definitely work, but man, it takes a ton of volume and a lot of patience. But on the other side, you've got the path this whole playbook is built on, selling your own products. This is about using your content to drive traffic to an offer that you own, you control, 100%. And this is the slide where that huge million-dollar goal suddenly starts to feel, well, real. Just look at this breakdown. If you sell a $100 product, you need 10,000 customers. I mean, that is a ton of people. But what if you offer a $10,000 service, or maybe an annual membership? All of a sudden, you only need 100 customers, 100. The goal feels way more achievable now, doesn't it? It all just comes down to the price point you choose.
Okay, so now that the math makes sense, we can get to the absolute foundation of this system. This is the core principle that, according to the source, will make or break this entire machine. It's something you have to figure out before you even dream of posting your first video.
And that principle is something called content audience product fit. Just think about it for a second. If you make content that attracts an audience that has absolutely zero interest in what you're selling, you could get 1 billion views and still make $0. This alignment, it's not just important, it's literally everything. It is the very first problem you have to solve. And this is a perfect way to visualize it. You've got these 3 pillars. First, there's your audience, that specific avatar you're trying to help. Second, there's your product, the offer that actually solves a real problem for them. And only then, third, comes your content, which is the magnet that attracts that exact audience to your specific offer. All 3 sides of this triangle have to be locked in tight. So, with that foundation in place, we can finally get to step 1, the tactical stuff, and that is research. The whole idea here is to find what's already working so you are not starting from a blank page. You're not guessing here, you're engineering. And here's the secret to this whole step. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. The source actually calls this playing on easy mode. All you do is find the channels that are already crushing it, the ones talking to the exact people you want to talk to, and then you just deconstruct what makes them so good. So how do you actually do that? Well, it's a pretty straightforward 3-step process. First, find competitors that have somewhere between 10,000 and 1 million followers. That's the sweet spot. They're big enough to have good data, but not so famous that their personality is the only thing driving views. Second, build a watch list of about 10 to 20 of these accounts. And third, you go hunting for the outliers, their absolute best, highest performing videos from the past few months. Now, once you find those winning videos, you break them down into what the source calls Lego bricks. These are the 5 core building blocks of any piece of content. You've got the format, the core idea, that all-important hook, the script, and the visuals. Every viral video out there is just a clever combination of these 5 simple bricks. So now you have the blueprints, you've reverse engineered what works, it's time to build your very own content factory and start systematically pumping out videos based on those proven formulas. And this is the most crucial part. You're not just mindlessly copying someone else's video. You are cloning the structure. You take a proven winner, you keep 4 of those 5 Lego bricks exactly the same, and you intentionally change just one little thing. This is how you turn content creation from, a random guessing game into a repeatable scientific experiment. And you do this systematically with something called the batching method. You create a batch of, say, 10 videos. Within that batch, you test 3 different variations or stacks. Then you post them, you look at the data, and you search for a 10x outlier. That's a video that does 10 times better than everything else. Once you find that winner, boom, you found a formula. And in your next batch, you just double down on that winning formula. But we gotta be real for a second. This takes volume.
A lot of it. The source suggests that for a total beginner, it might take posting 50 to 100 videos just to find 3 unique, repeatable formulas that really hit. It is a numbers game, but it's a game you can absolutely win if you just follow the system.
Okay, so at this point, your content factory is up and running. It's pumping out videos, it's getting views. Now for the final and most important step, building the money ramps that actually turn those viewers into paying customers.
So what the heck is a money ramp? Well, it's really just an automated system that acts like a bridge, guiding someone smoothly from watching your video all the way to buying your product. And this is usually built with tools like DM automation, maybe a free downloadable guide, and a sequence of automated emails.
And this right here maps out the entire customer journey. It starts with your video's call to action, something simple, like comment the word guide below. Then an automated DM instantly sends them a link to a free resource. To get it, they give you their email. That triggers a 5-day automated email sequence that builds trust and value, and then, at the end, it presents your paid offer. It's an elegant, almost completely hands-off system.
Okay, so if this system is so simple, why isn't everybody a social media millionaire? Well, the source is really clear about the 4 main reasons people fail. First, they just can't spot the patterns when they're doing their research. Second, they don't have the discipline to create enough content to find what works. Third, they don't know how to look at their own bad videos and figure out how to make them better. And finally, for a lot of people, the sheer workload of being a creator and a business owner is just too much.
The truth is, even with this entire playbook laid out step by step, the source estimates that 99% of people just won't follow through with it. The system is simple, but it is definitely not easy. It takes discipline and it takes consistent work. So, the only question left is, are you in the 1%?